Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. Of course, you have myself, Jonathan, and my partner in crime, Michael.
Hey, everybody.
We are doing the last of a three-part series today on the good and the bad and the ugly of ballroom competition. And today we are doing the ugly. Ooh. So I'm going to let Michael start us off and we'll get right into it.
Yeah. So, first of all, in what you do in when you're as a person that's doing podcasts or news or journalism, you always have that responsibility to correct yourself if you find that you're wrong. And in our last episode, we talked about pricing for the duration of heats and things of that nature, and I was actually wrong. So for a while, I think it was that duration for heats. But as we look it up in the NDCA rule book, it is actually stated to be single dance events are minute 5 to minute 10. Still 55 seconds, I'm just saying, but minute 5 to minute 10. So it is what it is, that it's actually lower than what I thought it was. Multi-dance events, it is 110 to 120. So
it did used to be more time on the floor.
It did used to be more time. So, for those out there watching that are still thinking it's supposed to be a minute 30, this is a good opportunity to say, read the rule book. It's a long one. It's a long read. Look in the rule book. And as professionals, that's our job to know those things. Okay. Maybe some organizer can correct me if I'm wrong, or someone who wrote the book, and if I'm reading it correctly, this is the last thing I did see on that. Now, that just means to me that the price stayed the same and it keeps going up, but the time now has gone down. So, so while I am going to correct myself, I am going to say, our thoughts about the pricing for students, it doesn't change for me. It's basically saying, hey, this is what we're going to charge you, but now we're just going to give you less, so you demand less, and we still do the same. And maybe they had some other reasons for doing it. There's plenty of people that have been doing this a long time that they have their reasons that are beyond us. And so this is a good time to say, no, it wasn't about that. It was about this, this, and this. And if it's about fitting in more entries, well, that goes to my point about quality again. Do we need any more? Do you really need more categories? Do you need to really divide the ages anymore? Do we really need to have that cattle call? So what do you think about that, Jonathan?
Well, and like you said, it's possible also, like we were out of the loop whenever this update happened. So it's possible that they gave a good explanation when it happened. We can't say. In my experience, the explanations I've got for changes when I've reached out to the NDCA about them were not good explanations. So I'll leave it at that. I remember a couple times reaching out, and recently they had the whole, now you have to pay, amateurs have to pay an annual fee.
Yep, that just started.
Right, like a year or two ago. And everybody was on complaints about that, which, I was thinking, oh, hey, maybe they'll start paying the judges, because like that would be and we talked about that a little bit in the last episode about one of the things that, one of the bads in the industry is that judges are also coaches, and that's just unfair to the competitors. People, in a sense, that creates a gateway for people to pay for results. Doesn't always happen, but it happens often enough because that gateway exists. So that's a problem just right there. But anyway, I remember when I reached out to find out, hey, there's this new increase. I'm just wanting to reach out so I can tell my students why they're being charged more. And I did not get any explanation as to why. The one bit of the email that was about specifically the why of they're charging it, they said because tennis does it and other sports. And so, okay, if that's the case, but then your next question, even for them, should have been to figure out is why do they do it? And then whatever answer that should have been then given to me. But they don't know these things. They're just looking at what it seems like is they're just looking to get more money. Now they might be looking to get more money for like logical purposes, like
But where's the money
literally
going?
legit reasons. Like
But
it
where's the
might,
money going?
but they have to then, yeah, exactly. They have to
Where's the money
tell us
going?
and inform us on what it is. And now the ballroom industry, the NDCA is so not organized, is so all over the place that was my irritation with that charge. You didn't explain why that charge existed. And then I did start to get more of an explanation as I would talk to like people who are involved in some more of the meetings, but the dude who's running the meetings can't tell me these things. So it's just a lot of this, no one's organized really well. Maybe these people got them to push for them to make a charge for this purpose, but the people who are actually finally agreeing to make the charge aren't understanding the purpose they're talking. I don't know. It's communications failings. Lots of things are failing because that should be a very easy process. Someone asking what the charge is for and getting an answer in return, especially someone who is a professional and involved in the industry and and you speak with, quite frequently. It just seemed like there was a lot of hiding of something. I don't know, or just they don't know. It could just be ignorance.
That isn't ugly. That's a very big ugly. And it's still we're talking about competition, but that still applies because you're mentioning DCA. Well, they're our council.
Right.
They're
in charge. They're responsible.
Yep, they're in charge. And I've long said,
if something goes good, they get the credit. If something goes bad, they get the blame. That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, and the big question to me is, what have you supplied me, except the opportunity to use your comps? What else have you supplied me?
You could do without. I mean, you could. The organizers themselves can run those comps and get all of the funding they need in the organization that they need to run it. It's my understanding.
Well, when you have the power, people are going to go to the resources that are already there. We already know that when someone has that power. So, I mean, it is an ugly situation that we don't know where that money's going. That is a big thing for me is all of a sudden my student pays $25 extra. Where's that going? What's it going to? Yeah. Can you show me where the money is going to justify it? Is it a big $25? For some, yes, it is. That's subjective.
That's true.
For some, it is. So
$25 isn't the same to everybody.
Yeah, and it's for the year, mind you. So yeah, I mean, I get that, but I
mean, when you compare it to competition costs at $35 an entry, it's nothing. But the thing is that we're already upset about the $35 an entry cost. Yeah. So it's just even adding a penny on, people are going to be like, "What the hey? I'm already being charged so much." So
right, yeah. For me, it's where's that money going? To take it back to the competition thing, for the students, where's that money going? I should see something. And if there is ignorance, it's because it's not being explained enough. And if I am a member of, a registrant of something, because you can't say member, if you are a registrant of something, I should know where it's going.
Amen.
If you're promising, here's that expectation again. If you're promising me resources and, I got a couple YouTube videos, and that's it. Well, where's the update?
They've really, attempted to monopolize the whole competition industry in general. They, don't allow judges to judge in other organizations. It's just there's this like constant trying to set up barriers to keep the money going to them, but they're not then making the improvements. And you know what? If their response is, yes, we are, look at what we're doing, where is that response? I don't see it. And like you said, they do, well, not like what you said, I'm sorry. And they do some little things here and there, and they'll have little meetings and they'll discuss important things, but they don't get anything done. So at the end of the day, we're just looking to see progress, and we need to see it happening, and we don't really. The most progress I see is happening as a result of the younger generation just kind of making the changes that they're able to within their individual guidelines. You know what I mean? Whether it be comp organizers, studio owners of franchises, whatever it is, they work within the walls they have, trying to be creative and explore and do new things. And some of them do well, but the majority of people can't survive under those conditions.
Yeah, well,
I just went all over.
I would like to see, honestly, with this whole COVID thing, and I don't know if they've done this yet. I do not know. I'm going to put that out there. I would like those meetings to be virtual. They've Zoom meetings where we don't have to go to freaking wherever to see it.
Absolutely.
I mean, make it available. Now there's no reason. Everybody's Zooming. Don't tell me you don't got the technology. I've got freaking Zoom. Get
right.
thing and let us see it so we can hear it, live.